Hey, what's poppin', y'all? So Wuthering Waves released their new 2.0 version update, and it is awesome. Bro, the patch is fire. Yo, I plan to make all kinds of lore and theory videos, but I just can't stop flying around. I just couldn't do it. Yet, this patch is the most fun I've had in a game in a long time. The flying around, the fluid transformations of echoes, the cutscenes, the music, the challenges, the list goes on. This patch overhauls so many aspects of the game. And if you're familiar with my content, you know I'm not afraid to praise something when it's good, and I'm also not afraid to critique something when I think it needs improvement. Today in this video, I'm gonna get into all the little different facets of why I think this patch is so good. But first, I think some apologies are in order as far as this patch goes. Hey, y'all need to apologize to this man real quick. Myself included. Yeah. My bad, bruh. We got a little too caught up on the metaphor that he was using, but the point he was making is solid. He was asking for more cutscenes, and Kuro definitely delivered this patch. There's cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, not only in the main story, but in numerous side quests and challenges around the map. The cinematic experience they provided is honestly amazing. They poured their soul into this one. So he was right. They were absolutely capable of making a more premium experience. Also, apologize to me, not all of y'all. Just like the 15 or 20% of y'all who disliked and didn't believe in my perspective on this video. Breaks my heart. Y'all don't believe in me?
It breaks my heart. Nah, it really fucking breaks my heart that there's people out there, like it's actually humans that don't believe in us. Shame on them. Shame on these motherfuckers. God did.
Hey, Kuro did. Many of the things I talked about in that video were actually implemented in this patch. New Sonata effects, elemental kit revamps, and new element-specific status effects. This really is an exciting change, and it opens up the door to see the elements actually have a more meaningful implementation and to have more of a distinction between them all. Lastly, I apologize to Kuro if you doubted them, because this patch is fire. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that. There really isn't anything that I can think of that I'm dissatisfied with this patch. The amount of content, events, and even retroactively providing more astrite and rewards for completing old content. So, I've completed the main story of patch 2.0. No spoilers, because I know it's quite a lengthy story and probably a lot of you still haven't finished it yet, but it was really good. There were a lot of flashy cinematic moments too. I love how we were actually introduced to various parts of the map throughout the story, giving us world building and context to the set pieces. Also, the fact that they introduced new future playable characters all throughout the story, it's a game changer. I don't know about y'all, but it really annoys me when a character is just introduced in a patch with barely a mummer of their name in previous patches. They're just pulled out of thin air. It's really immersion breaking, and it just screams, forget about the story and context, buy this new thing. I'm looking at you, Jeji. The voice work improved tremendously. Wuthering Waves has come a long way. Another thing is the understandability of the story. Compared to previous main story updates, it was really easy to follow. I mean, I will still review the story to make sure I don't miss important details, but I enjoyed how straightforward it is and how they really made an effort to make it easier to grasp. But don't worry, I will still be doing a story recap, connecting all the dots of the previous story to the things that we learned here. Lastly, the stopping point of the story was really well done. I know it sounds simple, but there have been a couple of times in the previous patches where I felt like the story should continue or lead to the next story update or end on a point where we actually learn something, but there's a cliffhanger or something. Well, this story gave a number of answers, leading us to more questions, and these are questions we can expect to find the answer to in coming patches. They're not some celestial question that we may or may not find out after several versions like 5.0 or something. These are things that I think that we'll probably learn the answer to in the following patch update. The quantity of story is also enjoyable. I mean, they've just improved leaps and bounds in terms of conveying the story compared to patch 1.0. Another thing is the music. I enjoyed how much variety is presented to us, how the different areas of the map sound much more distinct compared to different versions. Every area has its own theme. Of course, music can really change how areas and moments are perceived, and they had some of the most majestic tracks representing these areas. I mean, it was phenomenal. Now, I'm limited to the type of music I can use in my videos, so like royalty-free stuff on YouTube. But you guys can probably tell, at least in some of my videos, how much I really care about music selection. Like this joint right here had like probably 30 music tracks. I don't know, I didn't count, but it was tons. While I'm enjoying what they currently have, as far as music, I really do hope for more chill, rhythmic, and percussion-heavy tunes in the future updates. There are a few more points I want to touch on in this video, but before I do, please don't forget to like and share this video. It really helps me to continue making awesome videos just like this one. In this patch, there are tons of meaningful upgrades to the game, and I mean that in both quality of life as well as actual upgrades to your account. For example, exploring the map awards you with upgraded stamina for the flight mechanic or new craftable weapons. Now, I haven't tried any of the craftables yet, so I don't really know if they're good. But I am happy that they're there. The new immersion mode is also really enjoyable to just take in the sights and experience the scene. And to top things off, you even get retroactively rewarded for all the exploration you've done in other areas. And if you didn't do much exploration before, well, now you have more of an incentive. Speaking of exploration, the exploration this patch is praiseworthy. They've got gondolas, jumping echoes, and they've blessed us with literal flight this patch. When I first saw the promo, I wasn't exactly sure if that's what it was. I really didn't think they would add something like this, but they did, and it's pure bliss. Also, there are active environments where things crumble and reform around you as you navigate the map and complete challenges. Like, it's really immersive. Speaking of challenges, they have tons of them. Mini bosses and special bosses are scattered all across the map. And speaking of special bosses, the new Nightmare Echoes provide a good alternative to many of the old 4-cost echoes. I actually avoided using some of those old 4-cost echoes because they take too much time to activate their passive and they leave you vulnerable in a lot of combat situations. So it's just easier to not use them sometimes. So this new addition is much appreciated. Currently, I don't have any good stats on them, but I'm looking forward to using them when I finally get them. I've logged a lot of hours since the patch dropped, and after building the new character, completing the story, fighting every boss, and exploring a lot of the map. By the way, after exploring so much of the map, there's still tons to do. But anyway, after doing all of that, I think I'm at a point where I can fairly rate this patch. This patch is an easy 9 out of 10. They did a fantastic job. Hey Kuro, drop a hotfix where the characters don't talk as much in the menus, and then it's a 10 out of 10. This has to be annoying to someone else, right? Let me know how you feel about that in the comments. Anyway, on a serious note, this patch was awesome. I can't wait to see more patches like it, and that is all I have for you today. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'll catch you in the waves. Peace.